Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you, the one that your gut would pick, and we begin. I will also do a golden nugget card at the end for further clarification if you have questions that arise during your reading. All right, for those of you who chose the blue, the lapis lazuli, we have all minor arcana, so probably not a moving and shaking kind of a day, but there is something that's totally optional here. That Nine of Swords. That one is always alerting us to the possibility we may be overanalyzing things, we may be worrying too much, we may be relying too heavily on our reason to figure something out, and maybe even doing that when we're not at our best, late at night, or when we're tired, under the weather, and we're not likely to have a good problem-solving time then, are we? We're more likely to think negative or let the negative thoughts that want to creep in take over. It's important, if we are going to use our reason, it's important that we do that in a way that, when we're well rested, we can see things clearly. A lot of times that card comes up to say, maybe we don't need to be using our reason on this. Maybe we've taken our reason as far as we can go on a particular issue. And now it's time to trust. It's time to ask source. It's time to let it go. It's time to surrender it. Worrying about it doesn't get it done. Surrendering it gives us a little breather from it. Brings in the power of the universe to help us with it. And a lot of times the answer, if we are going to get an answer intellectually, will come out of the blue after we've surrendered it. So meditating to let that all go would be a great idea. We've got the Two of Coins. You're balancing, so you may be quite busy lately too. That can have people thinking too much. Brain is overly stimulated, hard for it to calm down. For some of you, since this is minor arcana, maybe it would be a really great idea to purposely plan to let go of work, to-do list, things like that, a couple hours before you go to bed at least. More than that would be better. Maybe it behooves you to plan that. Sometimes Spirit, these are minor arcana, Spirit might just be giving you a little pointer so you avoid that tonight. And we have the Knight of Wands. You are purposeful, you are strong, you are charging forward with what's important to you. You are doing just fine. You're doing just fine. And the Two of Coins too. You're doing just fine. Juggling your sources of security. In fact, you're quite skilled at it, and you should feel good about that. Sometimes it might feel like you're running on a treadmill, and do you get to your destination? Well, the thing is, getting to our destination isn't going to bring us joy either if we don't start to get better at allowing joy in our lives today. We work so hard to get to a certain destination, and then we will have time, we will have peace, we will have fun, we will have these things, we will have good health, we will have good self-care. But sometimes I think the lesson is to try to have that now, make it a huge priority now, because we're more apt to have that in the future if we get good and practiced at having it now in the midst of our lives, our daily lives. So there's that too. Oh, I hope you have a great day, and I just know that you're going to use this to have a better day. For those of you who chose the orange stone, we have the Five. Okay, we do have the Chariot. We have the Chariot, we have the Five of Swords, we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so the Chariot is about something moving forward quickly. It can involve two things, two people, two goals, two events with those two sphinxes. But in any case, it's all bringing it forward in a way that it has a life of its own. in a way that doesn't feel propelled by you. Sometimes it's unwelcome because it's sudden, but and it is outside of our control, whatever is pulling us forward. However, it's always great opportunity because it can bring us to a new spot. It can shake things up and allow for some change we've been wanting for a long time, whether we know it or not, you know? So the Chariot is divine energy. The Five of Swords is a cutting away of something. It's a cutting away of something. So that fits with the Chariot too. It may be that you make a decision that turns out to be a chariot, that turns out to put the chariot wheels in motion. You make a decision to cut something out of your life or cut something away. And maybe not everyone's happy with it. But you do. You know what I mean? And that can set things in motion. It can, the Five of Swords can also be, you know, somebody else cutting something away, or, oh, I don't know, wanting to win even if people aren't happy about it. So that too can set a chariot in motion. We have the Ten of Cups, and that is saying, no matter what's going on, things are fine. At the base of it, underneath it all, with you and the people you care about most, there is a basic emotional security. There is some goodness there. In fact, that Ten of Cups can mean great joy, like a sense of completion, like something really good happening in your family, in your home, in your group of people closest to you. So you've got quite an interesting mix here. Yeah, but I do feel like overall the energy is quite positive, although with that Five of Swords, I feel like there may be a feeling like, is it though? You know, you're wondering a little bit, will it turn out all right? Will it be a good thing? And I think you're going to make this into a good thing. So there we go. Huh, interesting. For those of you who chose the green spotted stone, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Six of Coins, and the Page of Wands. Ah, the cicadas have begun. I wondered when they were going to begin, and they have. All right. These are minor arcana, so not a huge decision-making kind of day today, probably. Oh, I've got two finches. What are they doing? Well, I don't know. They're fighting, but maybe they're mating. I'm not sure what they're doing. Anyway, they're really pretty, yellow finches. So, back to the cards. The Six of Coins, the Four. You're a giving person. You have a giving nature. You like to give to the underprivileged or those who are down for some reason or another. You are a champion of the underdog. You like to balance the scales. And whether that's giving your time, whether that's giving your money or other resources, you like to give. It distresses you to see people laid low by life. However, there's the Four of Swords saying, if you have done a little too much of that where you've lost your spark. See, now the Page of Wands, he's a sparky kind of page. He will pick up the next goal with enthusiasm and energy. And he doesn't need to have the full story. He'll just do the next thing that interests him. Sometimes when people give too much or they're feeling under the weather, they need to retreat a bit, they've lost that sense of enthusiasm, of, wow, what could I do with this day, you know? And I think this is saying a little bit of good self-care that'll come back right quick. That'll come back very quickly. A little bit of good self-care, retreat perhaps. There might be a situation too where you're giving and it's just, you want to retreat from it for a while and look at it and see if it's, excuse me, see if it's doing what it's supposed to do. See if it's feels right to you as well there. So I think whenever the Four of Swords comes up, it's sort of like good self-care, anything that can put your thoughts on the wall and you're not thinking, you're resting, or you're taking a breather in some other way. It could be a physical way you're taking a break from stress with that Page of Wands. But it's going to do you a world of good. All right. Okay, for those of you who would like a little more clarification, we do have the Golden Nugget Stone card, and that is the Seven of Wands. Okay, so if you're in doubt, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Apparently you are, because the Seven of Wands says just keep holding, just keep holding. Stand your ground. You may have begun something new. You may have started to look at something in a new way or insist on something, or you have a new goal, that wand in your hand, a new stance. And it may feel difficult to keep sometimes. There may be challenges to it or other competing priorities and goals coming at you. But the Seven of Wands says, stand your ground, hold your position. And we can always ask for help from Source to do that. All right, well, I thank you so much. You have a marvelous day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.